You never know what you're missing if you're not listening. 980 WCAP. Everybody gets it.
Good morning, listeners, and welcome back to the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions radio show with Ron Couming of RCS Technology Solutions, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs achieve even greater success by attracting, converting, and retaining ideal customers and clients using various Internet marketing techniques and methods. The purpose of this show is, in the first two episodes, we like to bring on subject matter experts from around the globe to help you, the business owners and entrepreneurs, cut through the learning curve and achieve even greater success without all the pitfalls that most entrepreneurs go through by learning from those who have already beaten the path and achieved their various levels of success. I'm very pleased to have with us as our second guest today is Cami Baker of CamiBaker.com. Cami is a networking, or should I say netwebbing aficionado. She's also a specialist on cause-based marketing and has many accolades, so I'm going to let her come on and talk to us about that. Cami, how are you today?
I am fabulous, fierce, and on fire, as you know I always am, Ron. How are you?
Excellent. And I was going to say that. I was going to say, and I know she's fabulous, but I didn't want to take away from it, so I said, okay, I'll let her say it. You know, normally we give, I give a little longer of an introduction, but I knew I was going to cut into it, so I love it, man. Go ahead, talk to me. What's going on?
Well, I am super excited that you and I are going to be sharing a stage tomorrow night, and, you know, we're going to be talking about high-tech meets high-touch. So I was listening to your thing about what you do with attracting clients, converting, retaining, and, you know, and how we put together funnels and bring people to our website and get eyes on us in that way. But we're going to also be talking tomorrow night about, okay, great, now that the eyes are on you, how are you being seen? How are you being heard? And are you being received as the expert in your industry when you are face-to-face, when you are belly-to-belly, when you are voice-to-voice, if you're calling someone, if you're out networking and you're looking to build the relationships and the resources that lead to the revenue that rock?
I love it. And you always talk in like threes, you know. But you're and you're right. You and I, we've often joked. We've done a few lives where, you know, which is more important, and which, you know, it's the old chicken and egg. Which comes first? But in reality, you need both. You need the high tech and you need the high touch. You can have the best systems in place, but if what you're delivering via blogs or posts or whatever doesn't resonate, doesn't engage with people, then it's really for naught. But then the flip side of that is you can have the best engagement techniques, the best blogs, the best cause you want to have for cause-based marketing. You can have the best of everything with, you know, great intentions, but if you don't have a system for that marketing in place, you know, it's going to fall on, I'm not going to say deaf ears, because some people will hear it, but it'll be, you know, 10 or 15% at best. So I know we kid each other, but I think that's more for ratings, but because we both know both are equally and vitally important to any business's success.
Well, you know, I do speak in threes, and so part of what I'll be talking about tomorrow night with you is it goes in partnership with all of this. Because, look, we're using technology right now. When I do Facebook Lives, that's technology. So, you know, I'm all about the technology, too. However, it's who you're talking to, what you're saying, and how you're saying it. In other words, the words that we use are so important. And not just the words, but how we're using the words. I like to say, as I'm speaking in threes again, typing and using the written word is good. Using your voice is better, and using your face and your full presence is best. So even if you're doing things like online marketing and funnels and your website, you're using words. So how are you posturing and positioning and packaging yourself in such a way that you are being seen and received in the marketplace as an expert? Are people resonating with you? Are the words that you're using falling on deaf ears, or are people cocking their head to the side and saying, what has this person got going on? I see it all the time. I see it in written word. I see it on Facebook Lives. And my God, do I see it at live events where people are not stepping into their own power. I was at an event last week, and as they're going around the room doing the boring 30-second elevator pitch, which, by the way, we do not do the boring 30-second elevator pitch, but when they're going around the room, people are saying, well, I was in corporate America for 25 years, and right now I'm thinking I want to be an IT consultant. And like 60% of them were in that wishy-washy, weak place of not really knowing who they are, not really knowing what they want to do, not understanding that the people in the room have no interest in doing business with them because they don't even know what business they're in. It's a matter of stepping into when they come around the room saying, you know what, I'm an IT consultant, period. I mean, if that's what you're going to do, if that's what your field is, don't give people the background of how, well, I just got a divorce and, now as a single mom, what I'm thinking I might do is we want to be seen and be heard and be the expert in whatever we're doing, whether it's technology or high touch. Step into your greatness and power and own it.
I love it, man. You're speaking my language, and I agree with you 100%. Also, going back to like when you talked about the funnels and the written word, I think it's super important for people to understand it, and part of this show is to give advice so people can, have more success. So here's some free advice, everyone. If you're doing funnels, if you're doing blogs, don't just put out those written words. As Cami said, words are one thing. Voice is second, so I'm not even suggesting you do a podcast. Do a video. Let's say you write a 750-page or 750-word blog. Take a paragraph of that, highlight the beginning, the middle, and the end. Do a short video on that, and then in the description, include the entire blog. This way, people get to see the video. They get to hear what the blog article is about. They get to see you, feel you, engage with you as a human being, and then they go on and read the blog article. And well,
you know what, Ron?
Yeah.
If I can interject, let's make it even easier for people. Let's reverse engineer it. This is how I wrote my book. I struggled and suffered and thought about it for 2 years, and at the end of the day, I finally figured out, look, I did video of all the concepts and ideas that I knew I wanted in the book. I had the video transcribed, and the transcription went to my editor. She edited it, and I had a book in 2 days as opposed to the 2 years. I mean, it took a few weeks for her to edit it and get it published, but the point is I took 2 days, banged out a bunch of videos, et cetera. So what you just said is beautiful, but let's reverse it. Instead of writing it and then making a video to go with what you wrote, guys, here's the easy way to do it. Just get a camera out, make a video of your thoughts, of your expertise. When you transcribe it, now you go to rev.com, put in your audio, and they will transcribe it for $1 a minute. I mean, I literally had my book transcribed for like $200. And so, for a blog, for probably $10, you could get it transcribed. Now you've got video, now you've got audio, now you've got the written word. You've got all three bases covered in one way. See, when I work with a client, I want to make their time more useful and more and easier. This is repurposing content. It's repurposing it so that you do one thing one time, use it in 3 different ways. Now you can put it on YouTube, you can put it on Facebook, you can put it in your blog, you can put it in your website, you can put it on a podcast, all with one thing.
I love it. And you're right. You can repurpose it on all these different places. And I want people to start, especially business owners. I mean, Facebook is great, but if you're a business owner, you really need to be on LinkedIn and Twitter, depending upon your business, of course. I mean, if you're selling baked goods or exercise, you might be better off on Pinterest. So you have to know where your audience is, and you have to deliver that content to where they are. Facebook is great, but one, it's getting played out, and two, they've just changed their whole algorithms around. So, everybody who put a ton of time and effort into the business pages, I kind of sensed this. So maybe almost 7 months ago, I pretty much stopped. Everything I did was on my own page, and then I would share it to my business page. if, sometimes I wouldn't even bother because I could just see the algorithms, and it's all pay for play. So whether you're on Instagram, whether you're on Facebook, if you have 1,000 followers, only 3 to 6, maybe 4 to 8% are actually going to see your post. So if you have 1,000 followers, you're going to get 30 to 60, 40 to 80 people that will actually see your post, unless you're paying to have it boosted, right? $10 and maybe 5,000 will see it or something. So it's not expensive, but just understand that all these social media platforms are pay for play now and have been for a while. So learn what your platform is and play to it. A nice way around that, and I see you doing it, Cami, when you do your lives, a way to help boost that is to ask people, if you understand what I'm saying when you're doing your live or whatever, put a 1 in the box or put a 2 or say, heck yeah, if you agree with me. And what this does, and then you ask people to share it, what this does is it shows the engagement. And then the next time you come live, Facebook's going to, the algorithms, it's just code. It's not people. It's just code in the background. They're going to remember that, and they're going to boost you to more people. And I think you do that really well. And at one point, you were actually doing a raffle, I think, giving away $100 for people who shared it. And I was sitting there rolling because you had like 5,000 views for a live with, I don't know, what was it? And maybe there was a chair in the video or something. Right. But you worked it, girl. I was like, go get it, Kim.
Well, that's true. And then also, when we are very strategic about what we're doing so that we can repurpose that content. So, for example, when I do, like right now, I'm doing Fabulous, Fierce, and on Fire Fridays with Friends featuring whoever it is on Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock. So, there's a lot of reasons for doing it on Facebook Live for me. Number one, do I want people to see it live? Sure, I do. I'd love for people to see it live. But here's the deal. Let's be really smart and strategic about what we're doing. So for anyone that I'm interviewing on Facebook Live, for example, this coming week, I'm interviewing Trish Blaine. Trish Blaine has dozens of meetups to the point where she has 50,000 people who are members of her meetups all over New England and probably other places. So when she's on that Facebook Live with me, I've created a document where she can copy and paste a Facebook post, a LinkedIn post, a Twitter post, an email post that has the embedded link for the Zoom registration, or they can watch it live on Facebook. So I'm having a partner that's out there publicizing it because she wants her tribe to come see her and hear what she's talking about. So we are sharing each other's audience, number one. Number two, when I do that Facebook Live with her, I'm doing it on Zoom, so I've got it recorded on Zoom and I've got it on Facebook. And even if it wasn't on Zoom, even if you're just doing a Facebook Live through your phone, you can still go in and rip that down and put it on YouTube. So I'm creating this whole playlist of Fabulous, Fierce, and on Fire Fridays with Friends featuring, and now I'll have a whole library of that I can do what you talk about doing, Ron. Now you've got video. Now you can put in the description all the words that you're wanting people to find you with SEO, et cetera. So, doing the Facebook Lives, even if there's only 10 people that are watching it live, that's okay because I'm not just doing the live and then forgetting about it. I'm taking that video and doing other things with it. I can use it for content on my website. I've got, a couple of 300 videos now that I can use for creating a membership website. I can take all those videos that I have on YouTube and I can bring them into a membership site and start charging $9.99 a month. Well, guess what? You've got, 1,000 people at $10 a piece. That's $10,000 a month that you would have because you started understanding repurposing content and being smart now. People will say, well, I don't have enough content for a membership site or, all these different. Well, that's because you never started. You got to start somewhere. So this is just one way of repurposing. And we're getting way off topic because we should be talking about our event tomorrow night.
Yeah, but this is excellent because people are hearing what we're talking about, right? And they're going to be like, who are these people? I want to go to that event. So, I'm sitting here. I love it. The whole conversation is, this is where I live, and I love the conversation. But so the listeners are hearing all this, and they're like, if this is what these people do just off the top of their head, right? What, because none of this is planned. I mean, all I know is, I'm going to introduce her and we go, right? Kim, you still there? I heard some clicking. Hello? Cami will probably... Okay, there you are.
Yeah.
So, with the... none of this is planned, so this is off the top of our head. Like you said, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, we're going to be high-tech versus high-touch. I think we should, going forward, if we do that, it should be high-tech meets high-touch, or high-tech and high-touch to increase your success, or something like that. But that's structured. So we're going to have structured content that we're giving you. So if you've liked just what we've been doing ad-lib, you're going to love tomorrow. Cami, tell us a little bit about tomorrow night.
Actually, as you were saying that, I was kind of thinking, yeah, and tomorrow night's going to be ad-lib too.
Hey.
Because I have spoken so many hundreds of times that, some of my talks are pretty structured and some aren't. For example, I just posted on Facebook today, I've got 6 events coming up. The one with you and I tomorrow night is specifically on this topic of, all right, now that you're using high tech, how can you use the high touch? So I'll be talking about different things about communicating and conversating and collaborating. How are you showing up when you're physically at an event? If you're talking to people that came to your website through a funnel, how can you communicate with them in such a way that they want to do business with you, et cetera? The other events that I have coming up moving forward are based on cause marketing. So I've got a whole PowerPoint presentation wrapped up around cause marketing because I got some fun photos of different events that I've done where I was doing cause-based marketing, meaning, I had a cause that I was really passionate about and I partnered it with my profession and my profit and actually have pictures of me doing car shows and giving checks to Ronald McDonald House and Make-A-Wish Foundation and all this kind of stuff. So moving forward, all of my upcoming events are much more structured and have a PowerPoint. But tomorrow night with you, I'm just going to play. I want to just play and have fun because here's the thing. When you are so present in your body, when you are so solid in your foundation, when you can show up to any event and just be the powerful example that you know yourself to be, you are being seen, you are being heard, and you are being the authority. And frankly, I'm going to show up tomorrow with no PowerPoint and no set agenda or outline, just so that I can live the example of exactly that which I'm teaching. When you have someone come to your website, when you show up at a networking event, when you are being seen and received in your marketplace, how do people feel you? How are you resonating? How are they wanting to do business with you? So when I show up and I do it off the cuff and I say, look, this is how to be. This is what I teach my clients. This is how I coach, mentor others to step into their purpose and their passion and just live in such a beautiful, powerful way that people are attracted to them. That's what I'm all about, and that's what I'll be teaching tomorrow night.
Ooh. And that's being real, raw, and relatable and being authentic in a whole nother dimension.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a leg up yoga move.
Well, it absolutely is. And I was listening to your last guest, and when you guys were talking about coaching and mentoring and why would somebody want to have a coach mentor like, you with the technical aspect. Look, I don't know anything about all the details of all the things that you do. It would be like me trying to perform brain surgery on myself. That would be ignorant and stupid. I got to give that over to you. You're the expert in that area. And so with me, my analogy with hiring a mentor or a coach is the difference between a travel agent and a tour guide. So as your last guest was talking about, and as you guys were mentioning, to try to get advice or counsel from someone who's never done that which you were wanting to do is kind of like going to a travel agent. They sit in an office, they've got these great brochures, these big posters on the wall of places they've never been. They've just been hired to teach you or to show you these places so that you want to buy bigger packages and go. They'll tell you that looks really beautiful and I think you should go here, and where's your credit card because I'm going to book you the flight to go, but I've never been and I don't really know if the food's any good and I really don't even know if this is a Roach Motel or what it is, but here's where you should go. Here's what I've heard. Here's what I think. And that's what a lot of our friends or people that sit in our office or people that we meet out, they've all got opinions about what we should do, but have they actually done it? And the difference is when you get a tour guide and the tour guide says, listen, we're going to go to this island because I have been there so many times. I know the back roads. I know the best restaurants. I know where the views are the best. I know where the locals hang out. We are going to get in a car, and when we drive up this road to the top of the mountain, I know where all the potholes are. And if you didn't have me with you, you'd hit that pothole and your car would go off the road and you'd die, or you'd have a really big learning curve and having to stop and fix your tire. But because of me, I'm going to tell you where to swerve, where to dodge. I'm going to show you where to go eat, where the food is the best and it's the cheapest and the people are the nicest. A tour guide is someone who's already been there. They've experienced it. They've already gone through the learning curve, and they already know what costs too much money and where not to go and who the best people are to help you get where you want to be. So when you hire a mentor or a coach who's been there and done that, that is the best way to shorten your learning curve from 6 to 10 years down to 3 to 6 months. And so when I'm there tomorrow night, and I am living that which I show my clients how to do, ta-da, tour guide, been there, done that. I'm on the path with you right now. You can come on along and let's do this in 3 to 6 months, or you can keep trying to figure it out for a few years, and I look forward to seeing you out in the trenches, and I wish you well. God bless.
I love it. And you covered a couple of things, and that's how we work with our clients as well. But one of the main things I like is how you talked about, you want to seek counsel, not opinion. You want to, if you get an opinion from a friend, you don't ask financial advice from your broke brother. You don't ask, exercise tips from somebody who's, 50 pounds calorically challenged, So there are certain, you want to get your mentoring. You want to get your advice from people who have already been there, done that, not just passed a bunch of tests via a book, but somebody who's actually, gone out there. So I think that's so important for people to understand. Don't seek opinion, seek counsel, and look for people who have actually walked that path because they know the pitfalls. They know, what to do and what not to do because they've lived it, not just read it in a book somewhere. So that's excellent. We're down to like 4 minutes, probably 3 and change. So I'd love for you to give some contact info and maybe speak about, I see your post. It's on Facebook now. But if you could, keep in mind that we're down to like 3 minutes, but if you could just tell people about some of your upcoming events. We know tomorrow night we're going to be at 51 Milcher Street, which is the WeWork, and that'll be high tech versus high touch, how to be the authority in how you're seen. But you have like 3 or 4 other events that you're doing this month, right?
Well, not just this month, but February, March, and even April and out into September. So my contact information, guys, as Ron said, I am real, raw, and relatable and reachable. As a business person, stop hiding. Stop hiding your phone number. Stop hiding how to contact you on your website. I see people on LinkedIn all the time. You can't get in touch with them. You go to somebody's website. There's no phone number. You have to go through, you have to jump through hoops just to get a hold of somebody. Stop doing that. If you're in business, you need to let people know how to reach you. My cell phone number, anybody, look, if I don't like you, I can block you. So the cell phone number is 603-785-2598, Cami at CamiBaker.com. The spelling will be here wherever Ron puts that kind of stuff. And these events that I'm doing coming up, who do you know that could use a published author and an international speaker who teaches on the art and science of business building and mastering referrals? That's what my book's all about, Mingle to Millions. At these events that I do book signings. Anybody that's listening, if you send me a Facebook message or a text or an email, I'll send you a free copy of my book in PDF form. But if you come to an event and you actually buy a physical copy, not only will I sign it for you, but 25% of all the sales of these books go to Hero Pups. See, when you have a cause that you're passionate about and you partner that with your purpose, it just makes total sense. It's a win-win-win for everybody. So Hero Pups will actually be there tomorrow night. They help veterans and first responders partner up with the right animal so that when they have PTSD, the animals are saved from the pound. The people have a companion that makes them feel good. They are actually coaching these dogs through prisoners in the prisons who are now learning a new skill based on what's going on with teaching these dogs and training them. It's just so much yummy goodness out there that's going on with Hero Pups, and they will actually be there tomorrow night. I don't know if they're bringing any puppies, but I have certainly encouraged them to. So I just look forward to having anybody and everybody reach out to me, watch my Facebook Lives. I talk a lot about all these topics with netwebbing. What is the difference between networking, which wastes time with random activity, versus netwebbing, which leverages time through planned strategy? That's why you have to come out tomorrow night to find out.
I love it, Cami. You ended right on cue. Everybody, you've been listening to Cami Baker of CamiBaker.com on the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions radio show with Ron Couming of RCS Technology Solutions, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs, much like yourself, achieve even greater success using various Internet marketing techniques and methods to both attract, convert, and retain your ideal customers and clients.
980 WCAP, Lowell, Haverhill, Lawrence, Methuen, Nashua, and Salem, New Hampshire, serving the Merrimack Valley.